Hi, welcome to Two Girls Shooting the Shit with Em and Mo. This is Mo, and in this episode, Em and I talk about adulting. What does it mean to be an adult? When did you realize you were an adult? And how do you deal as an adult? Take a listen and let us know. Also, you can check us out on Tuesday evenings, 5:30 Pacific Time, 8:30 Eastern on Instagram Live. Hashtag TGSTS. Hope to see you there. Enjoy the show.
What is adulting? What does that
Taking care of
mean?
your shit, I guess, which is rare. And people ain't even doing it these days. People getting one extra cookies for just doing the basic necessities of adulthood.
I want a cookie. Hey Mo,
Hey, Em.
how you doing?
Dang, fine. How you doing?
What was that? Is it business? Am I speaking very business-like?
Nah, people slamming stuff. You be taking
Oh,
everything personally.
well, I didn't hear any slam, so I was like, damn, was I? I don't,
Oh,
I don't,
good. Hey.
I don't feel like I'm in the world right now. Like I'm in like a floating space. I don't know, I'm not awake. It's problems.
Good morning.
Morning. Look at that smile. Ooh, I have purple glasses too. I should put my purple glasses on. We could be
Aw.
twins.
Oh, well.
So, what are you up to? What's going on?
Talking to you.
Okay, I realize that. You out in the world adulting? You working, doing things?
Every day. Ain't got no
Every day I'm
choice.
hustling.
I'd rather die.
You keep saying that people are going to be calling, helplines and people coming at your doorstep to check you out.
Why do they call a helpline? That's like the most logical thing. It's like death is no obligations, it's freedom, no bills, no adulting. Look, can you see this? Wait.
No. Oh, I can't adult today. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yep. I put it together.
That's me every damn day. Like, why?
What is adulting? What does that
Taking care of
mean?
your shit, I guess, which is rare. And people ain't even doing it these days. People getting one extra cookies for just doing the basic necessities of adulthood.
I want a cookie. I don't know. Adult, because I've seen that a lot. When I used to make those little cozies, that was like a popular, I can't adult today on the little coffee thing. And I've seen t-shirts and signs like what you just held up. And I wonder, I mean, I've been thinking about that. Like, what does that mean? Like, why do we make a big thing? What is adulting seems like some kind of younger people started saying, I can't adult. Like it's a verb.
Yeah.
Like,
When I
what
was
is that?
younger, I don't know. When I was younger, I wanted to be an adult so fast. Like I graduated high school early. I started college early.
You
I got
fast?
my
Ooh, you
first
were fast.
apartment and stuff. Like I was just living. Like I was like, I want to be an adult. I guess it's like being responsible for yourself.
We're
Like I have no
independent.
idea.
Nobody can tell me
Yeah.
anything because I'm an adult. That kind of a thing, or
Yeah.
what? Just out living. You want to just be out living.
Living or being responsible, like taking care of your business, handling your bills and your responsibilities, and yeah, I guess. I
Didn't
mean, I
that
have no
feel
idea.
good? I feel like that, like in my 20s, like as soon as I got out of college and was like, really like, I'm doing this, got a
Mhm.
job, had rent, car
Those little
payment,
ass
all those
checks.
things. Yeah, but just feeling like, ooh, I am paying my car note. I am doing,
Yeah.
I'm at Trader Joe's buying my groceries. You know what I mean? Like,
I
I
don't
don't
think it
know.
hit. It was like I feel like I was on autopilot because I thought that was you're supposed to do.
Hmm.
You're supposed to do that. And then I think when I got to the point where I was in a crisis and didn't know what the hell I was going to do with my life and like sleeping on my friend's couch, I was like, this ain't it. This is not the business. This is not
But
adulting. Like,
do you think that that's what it takes to, because, we've had conversations about this where it's like, when did you first realize you were an adult? And it's like, do you think it takes a oh shit moment like that for you to be like, oh, this is me. This is on me. Like I have
yeah,
to take care of
even to
this.
compare it. Yeah. Like there's no safety net. Ain't nobody going to save you. You got to figure out how to get yourself out of this freaking mess. And then it's just like keeping your head above water, taking care of your stuff and taking care of your
Hmm.
responsibilities and being a good citizen, I guess. I have no idea. Like, but I guess adulting is just like taking that personal accountability and personal responsibility of your own life. I mean, like, I'm responsible for this. Nobody's going to make me do anything.
Mhm.
Nobody's gonna make me. And I feel like some parts I feel like an adult, and some parts I don't. Because I'm like, if I want a taco at 3 a.m., I'm gonna get a taco probably.
But is that
I'm
not
like,
being an adult? You're
yeah,
taking care of a need.
it's being
Like
a
shit, if I
child,
need a big old bowl of Frosted Flakes at 3 a.m, I'm gonna go get it. Does that mean I'm not an
right?
adult, or is that like a child impulse I'm
That's a child impulse,
feeding?
I think.
But that's what I do. It's stress. That's
Inner
just stress
child,
management,
right? We got the inner child. We got to feed it,
right? Literally feed it.
right?
Oh my gosh.
Nobody's
I
gonna
don't
tell you
know.
what to do. I
Yeah.
think that's the
I still got
adulting.
people telling me what to do. So,
But
but the adult part is I don't have to, I can have a choice. I can
Mhm.
say, no, this
Mhm.
is how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I think for me though, after college, I went back home for a little
Mhm.
bit. I went back home. And it wasn't, and I lived there for a couple of years. I had a salaried position, a job.
Mhm.
All the things you would have, except I didn't have to worry about paying for rent or something. I lived at my parents' house.
Yeah.
And then I would buy groceries here and there, but like my mom was still cooking, so it wasn't until I moved out. But when I
Did you
moved out,
help out like with the bills, or did you help out with chores, or did you help
I mean,
out with anything?
I still obviously chore. I mean, I'm helping whatever they need, if they need
Mhm.
me, I'll go gas up your car if you need. You want me to go pick up groceries on my home, like it was just a very like you're part of a
Family.
family.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't a child, but I wasn't like independent, like it
Mhm.
was like not a roommate, but just help your parents out. And then when I moved out, I moved in with somebody. So I still
Mhm.
wasn't completely independent. I think for me, being an adult, the first time I realized I am grown, I was maybe like 26,
Mhm.
27. We knew each other at that point where I moved out of
Mhm.
cohabitating with somebody to my own apartment, got
Mhm.
my own furniture separate from stuff, all that stuff, like, and just being alone, having to lock the door at night with nobody else in the house, with like, it's me. Somebody
Mhm.
comes in the middle of the night, it's me. I gotta go do
Right.
something.
What was
you
that,
know.
like 2 years?
So, yeah, and then I moved back home. It was 2 years, about 2 years, and then I moved back home. It was
Ugh, what
different
was
when I
that
moved home
like?
the next time, well, because I
What,
went back
what,
to school.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, what was the 2 years like?
I loved it. Oh my gosh. It was like I knew all the money I had was going, because this is the bullshit part. And this is the thing I think people have a hard time with adulting, because adulting isn't just being independent, right? It's also learning how to coexist. Should that be where your life goes or whatever, coexist
I
with
feel like
somebody
that's an
else.
important part of adulting. I'm missing out
Yeah.
on that.
That's the part I think that people are having a hard time with right now in
Yeah, they ain't doing
relationships and
it.
things like that. They don't
Yeah.
know how to communicate how
Mhm.
they're going to work it out together as two adults,
Yeah.
or however many adults.
You're not gonna have polish.
I'm trying to be inclusive of all the people and all the things and all the whatever. But I think, because you hear a lot about it, like just in dating, maybe like we talk about
Mhm.
like basic adulting, like, hey, men out there, are you able to do this? Are you
Yeah.
paying your bills? Are you able
Can you meet
to?
your own basic needs? I ain't no gold digger, but
Yeah.
can you meet your own needs? Like, that's not asking the world. Like, meet your own goddamn needs.
That's a lot to put on a potential partner. Like, hey, I can't do this, I can't pay this, I can't do that, but I want to align my life. I always used to say, like, it was like two boats. You need to be able to row your own boat before you try to put it next to my boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be holding on, dragging your
Right.
black
And
ass boat with
I
a
feel
hole in it.
funky. Like, I don't feel right with your old half-ass boat trying to ride mine. Like, you need to have your own boat. It makes me
Let
feel
him
like
ride your
you
boat, girl. Let him ride your boat.
let me ride that boaty. It makes me feel like you actually want me. You
Rock
don't
the
need
boat.
me. It's like I
Rock
got
the
my own boat and I want you to add to my boat. Like, I already got my boat. It's not like I'm at a
Yeah.
deficit and I need you to fill my boat. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want that. I don't want no deficit life. Like, I worked hard to build my life. I'm sick of it. Like, I need somebody to pay my bills.
I don't need to
wanna
work
be the
to build your life.
I want to be the deficit because I'm gonna be adding value either way. You got a business, I'll help you run it. Boo. What you need? What you need me to do? I'll be resourceful. Shit. I'll be your helpmate.
Helpmate.
What you need? I'm sick of working. I don't want to work. I'm blessed to have a job.
How you say that in the same breath? I'm tired of working, but I'm blessed.
Because it
I'm
sounds
blessed to be working
ungrateful,
every
but
day.
it's just like, I don't want to be
tired.
accountable to anybody. Like, I think that's what adulting is being accountable. And I
That's
don't like
hard.
it. It's hard.
That's hard because I don't have a job outside of the home. But
Girl, that's a big ass job.
I know, but
Woo,
I mean, I
that's
still
exhausting.
people. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not making monetary contributions to the household. I mean, I guess I am. Shit, I'm saving money. I'm out here,
Right.
looking at sales and doing my part to do what I need to do to be contribute in some way. But I feel like I'm still accountable, because now I got all these people. I got to keep
You got
people
lives,
living,
yeah.
and
Yes,
then
that's a lot. That's stressful. You be making me not want family. I'm like, ooh, that's stressful. I don't know if I can do that.
The weird thing is it wasn't as stressful when they were younger. It's when they start getting older and becoming more independent
and have a brain,
where I have to support that independence. Like, my daughter wants to play sports. She wants to do this. She's trying to learn how to be her own person. Right. Yes. And as they get older, they learn how to be their own. What are your likes? Do you want to sing in choir? Do you want to act in the play? Do you want to play football? And
see, that sounds exciting.
But that's them developing themselves and getting ready for adulting, right? Like knowing what you want to do and being responsible for your schedule. But I need to facilitate that. So it's like, that's a lot. I can't be driving everybody everywhere and washing uniforms, but I have to, and that's a new phase of adulting.
That's the thing. Have to. Yep.
Yeah. Unless I want to be a shit mom. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do that too. You could be dirty everywhere, funky
get the purified child, raising them parent.
Yeah. But it's, and I think that's kind of a beautiful thing too. I know that we've talked about reaching this phase in our life and how it's like a new beginning, a new awakening, rediscovery. And it's kind of the cool thing about being an adult is you think you've got it and then something new happens that makes you kind of re-examine what your idea of adulting is. And you have to pivot, or you have to figure out what you as an adult, what you have to do in this new phase.
Right.
So,
I think that's one of the big parts of being an adult is realizing I ain't got no fucking control, man.
Right.
I
that's
gotta
hard,
ride
though.
this ride. That's hard,
really hard.
I think that's one of the biggest parts of adulting is being like, hey, I can't do shit about it. I can do the best I can. That's all I can do. And it's
go
like
with the flow.
a peace. It's kind of a peace because I feel like I was so stressed trying to control everything. And then I kind of let go and like, I can only control what I can. I'm ready to accept the consequences of the things I can't control. Like it's like
that sounds scary.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
Wait, AA, what is this?
Right? The courage to know the difference or whatever. It's like I can't control everything. I can't control other people. I can't control society. I can't even control myself. Like I can only just ride
that
the
2
wave.
a.m. cereal I was talking about.
Right. Gotta do the best I can do and just give yourself grace and I feel like that's adulting. It's like saying this is the life we're living. This is what we have to do. We do it. We're not a victim of life. We are the drivers of our own lives. And it's shitty sometimes, but
where does that I'm trying to find, because that makes absolute sense to me, but you can't start feeling that way when you're 20.
Nope.
There's a grind.
Yeah.
There's a grind. You have to adult, like do the grind part of adulting. And this is a realization after.
Like this year, I feel like this year or last year, I felt like a victim.
This year is
like,
victimizing. Yeah, this is.
Yeah. I mean, I technically am a victim, I guess. Let me stop. But it's just like, it's just like, why me? Poor me. It's like, come on, you gotta ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Ain't nobody gonna wash your ass. Like, ain't nobody gonna do nothing for you.
What is with the washing of the ass? Okay, because I've seen a lot of things on social media. There was one that was like this man was stitching another video, and he was like, I asked my, heterosexual male friend, and he showed the text, and it was like, can I ask you a question? Butt related. And the friend was like, sure, and he said, do you wash your ass every time you're in the shower? And the response was, I mean, I'm sure it gets clean. I was like, what? Are people out here literally not getting between the cheeks and cleaning stuff out?
Wow.
Like, what are we doing? That's adulting. Wipe your ass, clean your ass.
Basic stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, that like growing up, like if you don't know, you don't know. There were some things like hygienic I didn't know. Like nobody taught me and I had to learn on my own. But I saw some Kevin Samuels video talking about teaching guys how to dig in their butt to clean their butts. I'm like,
how do you have to teach a grown person?
Like, do you teach? Like, are you showing your kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
I get in that ass.
Yeah,
we in the bath. And so no, I mean to clean. I have they all have their little washcloths. They know, and just yesterday I was given a shower. We don't do baths right now because we're just it's faster to put you in the shower. I have one of the little handheld things, whatever. And so my son, I was like, this is what you do: the white bottle, that shampoo, 2 pumps in your hand. do. So I'm talking him through it, and he's
That's
5
awesome.
and he's getting it done. And then I said, here's your washcloth, 2 pumps of soap, make sure it's all bubbly, and then do this. And I said, start from the top and work your way down. And so we're doing that. And he gets in there, he's cleaning. You know, I'm not gonna have some stank ass grown son man out in the world.
Yeah, I feel like
marks
people
on
just
somebody's stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what? Come on. How that make me look? And I know we talked about that before, but this is my responsibility. Put the onus on me. If my son is out there being nasty, at some point you have to learn how to wash your own ass. Like if you're 30 and you don't know, that's your fault. Yeah. But he's gonna be clean. They all gonna be
basic
clean.
Basic hygiene, like wash your ass, brush your teeth, floss, wash your hair, clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't, like for me, that's part of
that's
adulting.
not even adulting.
There's
though.
That's not even adulting. I'm gonna pay somebody to do it. You know, it's just like if I can't
realizing
pay somebody
what you can and what you can't do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just realizing I'm gonna need somebody to come in and clean these bathrooms every week.
Yeah.
Or at least every other week. And so that's something that I'm realizing for my sanity. And I always thought like, ooh, like, cause I think a good chunk of people have a cleaning lady, which to me is like mind blowing. Cause I'm like, I've always associated that with like excess or like, ooh, like you must be really, but no, I am going to lose my fucking mind if I have to worry about one more thing. If I can offload that onto somebody in a way that's affordable to our budget, then that's what's going to be.
And it's your mental health. Yeah, it's worth it for your mental health. And just to know one less thing you have to worry about.
Yep.
So
that's a biggie.
I will happily pay somebody for that. But I think that's the part of adulting is saying, okay, I'm not going to sit, because there were times like one time I showed my friend, probably you too, a video of my place. And they were like, are you okay? Like, are you, do you need help? And I was like, no, I'm not fucking okay. You know this, like, I'm not okay. And that's like me letting my life live me, like not having control over my own life and being depressed and being a victim. And then it's kind of like, okay, obviously
but
I'm
those
not
are things you can control. Because we talked about like, you can't control everything, but that's in your control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put on some music and like clean, but like even that is just not the level that I like. And I'm willing to pay somebody to get it to the level.
Because you know what you need. Because
that's
a big part of mental health is having a clean environment. Like that relieves so much stress and just extra busyness in your brain. I feel like just looking at stuff like, oh, this is, you can't, it's overload.
I feel like it was almost a procrastination tool. Like, I don't even know how to articulate it. Some kind of hiding, like as long as there was something to be cleaned up, I didn't have to deal with other stuff. Because it's always going to be something to deal with as far as, got to do that. And you can't deal with other stuff. And then it's like, you got to deal with stuff. You got to deal with the clutter, mental and physical clutter.
Ain't that some shit? I said, ain't that some shit? Oh, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Goddamn. One thing they don't tell you about growing up and adulting is you won't enjoy takeout as much as you have in the past. I used to love to order some food and just dine out. But now my body's like, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. It craves a salad. And now I see why all those people are always eating salads and stuff. I mean, they can be delicious. It all depends on how you make them. But man, the way my body feels after some takeoff, feels like somebody punched me in the stomach. So another part of adulting that no one really talks about is that.
I was thinking about how you said you were in such a rush to grow up. And I said, like, it looks so wonderful, doesn't it? When you're a kid, like, oh, you get to do whatever. Like,
yeah. Well, I didn't like rules and living with smokers and stuff. So I was like ready to go. I don't want to be around that.
It's a trap.
But then I came right back like after the first semester in college, and I stayed at home for 6 months.
It's nice to be able to have that, if you are able to, or if you have, a workable situation where you can go home. I mean, there's a lot of cultures, I think, where you are home till you get married. And
I think that's smart. Like, I don't think there's any shame in that. Like, I know a lot of people get shamed. Like, if I met someone and they lived at home and they have a full-time, entrepreneurial
they're doing it,
job, or they have a job and they're saving, then that's fine. If you're always like spending and wasting money and not, benefiting off of doing that, then that's a red flag. But if
that's the problem, if you're out here partying and living like a Yeah. If you're being
But if you're
responsible
living
about it.
responsibly, yeah.
Mhm,
Then
mhm.
I feel like that's smart. Why waste money on rent if you have a place to stay? Gosh, if I had a place to stay, I would be right there. I don't want to pay
Yeah.
no rent, no mortgage,
Yeah.
nothing. And then
That's
once you
true.
are
That's
ready,
smart.
yeah, once you are, I know some cultures, like I have some friends who are Chinese, and in their culture is totally normal to stay at home until you're
Yeah.
married. And you save
Yeah.
all that money, and your family gives you, like the new year, your family gives you money. So you're pocketing all that cash. And then it's tradition for when you buy a house, your parents help with the down payment. So
Yeah,
you
I don't know
got like
about all
a
that.
people, you got
That's a
help,
real, you're a fortunate situation to be able to have all of that help. I mean, that would
right?
be amazing. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just like, what a blessing to have all of
Yeah.
that, and to be able to get on your feet. And when you're ready to move on your own or in a relationship, you have a grounding. You have a safety net in a way.
I don't
And I think that's one of the
understand.
scary parts.
I come from like a, I guess, culture that's similar to that, in the sense that like I was, as an adult, I could always just go home. There was always a home.
Mhm.
As long as they were there, they had a home. It didn't matter where they were, what their situation was, you could always come home. And I don't
Mhm.
understand some cultures, or if it's just certain families. I don't know if I can attribute this to a culture or whatever, where they're like, you turn 18, you're out, get out. And it's like,
Mhm.
what are you doing? What does that do? Is that a fight or flight? Like,
Survival
did you not
skills.
prepare them
Yeah.
in a certain way? Like, I feel like if you've prepared your child in a way to understand money, or understand, uh, navigate morality, maybe, or I don't know what it is, then you
Mhm.
shouldn't have to put them in this shock type of situation where it's like you just out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's
I
what
don't know. Do people do that though?
I know a handful of people, yes, who are saying that of their children now. And I'm like, what? You just go throw them out
That's
in this
great. Yeah.
world?
But
In
did they
this
prepare?
world
Because
right here?
I guess it wasn't until I went to law school where I was able to be around upperly mobile people to see,
Yeah.
like, these people had their parents paying their rent and bills and stuff, like grown ass
Unreal.
people. And I was just like, wow, I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I always knew you had to get a job, to do what you had to do. But,
Hmm.
it's just like, had no idea that was a reality for some people. And so it's kind of like when you throw the baby into the swimming pool, you got to learn how to swim.
Sink or
And I feel
swim.
like, and I feel like it wasn't like like it didn't, like you said, it was fun. Like, it didn't feel like it was sinking to me. It just felt like I was learning about
Adulting.
life. It's just like, after doing it for 20 something years, now I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this, like, can somebody pay my damn bills? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
want
I
to
did
work.
that. Now what? Now
Yeah,
what can I
exactly.
do?
Somebody come save me. Save a hoe. Save a hoe.
You got to be a hoe, though. Be a hoe.
I will. Hey, what you want? Where you want to put it? Ah!
That's so nasty. Oh, Lord. Ooh, ooh. Uh-uh.
I want to just, okay, my ideal day. I'm a child. Like, that's how I say I'm Peter Pan or whatever. I'm never going to grow up. My ideal, say I didn't have to work today, ever. And I noticed my mental health. It's like, not the job. It's not the people. It's nothing to do with that. It's just not living life on my own terms. It's all it is, really. And it's like, I would wake up, go for a walk, grab a coffee, go to my training. I mean, I do that half the time anyway.
That sounds good already.
Go to my training, relax, go get a massage. I got to book
When are you
that.
waking up? At what time? Do you have an alarm? Are you a morning person? Like, let's hear about it. What is this?
Well,
Just
it
when the
depends on
sun
the
kisses your
circumstances.
eyes?
Okay.
How are we doing this?
Okay. So it depends on the circumstances. So
Okay.
in these circumstances with my cats, I got to wake up like at a decent time so I can give my Jimmy his insulin and feed the cats and stuff. But say
So
I
you
had
are
somebody taking
accountable
care-
to somebody else. You
Yeah, I
got
think
babies.
those cats kept me alive, because imagine if I didn't have those cats. Nobody to feed, nobody to look after. I didn't care enough about myself to look after myself. I would have been like, deuces.
Damn, that's what an emotional support animal is. Well, for people who
Exactly.
don't understand, that right there
Mhm.
is a perfect example of why
And
it's important. And it's
for
not something to
somebody
laugh
like
at.
me,
Yeah.
it was like routine. Like, I got to get up and feed them. I have to clean their litter. It helped me be a clean person, like not be lazy. I never like can just sleep, I can't just let them
Girl.
starve. So, so it's just like, and then like when I travel, I got to get them care. Like, it's just like, helps me be responsible. And so that's why I got a kitty cat, because I don't know if I'm actually responsible. I don't know if I'm actually an adult. So I'm like, just in case something happened, I got to keep this going, because I might fall into a funk and just be like laid out. And so, but on an ideal day, like, I'd wake up whenever I wanted to, go do my training or whatever, go get my coffee, walk around, coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, just enjoy life. Maybe go get a massage, come back, chill a
Damn.
little bit, maybe, do some decorating. So for whoever's financing all this stuff,
You are speaking
like,
to my soul. All
right?
this stuff sounds amazing.
Just living the dream, get a nice brunch. I would
Mm.
just be living, taking trips.
And this is every
Just be
day.
enjoying life.
Some people
every
live
day.
that every day.
Yeah.
Can you?
I mean,
I
would
feel
do
like that would
anything.
be
If
my life
anybody's out
every day
there,
if I didn't have children.
if anybody's out
Except-
there, save me.
Save me. You gotta go get you
Hey,
one of them Anna Nicole husbands. How old was he? 89. You said 30 to dead, right? Like,
30 to dead, shoot.
so it
I'm
just
here
be
for it.
companionship.
And then you got the companionship, so she's gonna be getting it in. Sure, that's gonna help my dopamine or whatever they call it.
Especially if you don't have all
oxytocin,
this stress in your life, you just ready to go. Everything is
right?
hunky dory or whatever. I don't even know what that means.
Right?
Hunky dory. What does that mean?
Buying properties and stuff, and renovating. I don't know what I'd be doing, but I wouldn't want to deal with that. Like, have somebody managing all of that. I just signed the checks.
But even that might come
Traveling.
with some strings. You know what I mean?
Go
Like you never
wine
know.
tasting.
Wine. Oh, you in the wine tasting out in the vineyards,
Mhm, be
barefoot,
on the
walking
vineyard,
in
go
the
to the
vineyards in a
Poconos,
dress.
middle of the week, going to the Poconos.
Shoot.
I just want a life of leisure. What's the word for that? I used to call myself that. I forgot. What did I used to call myself? Dang.
I know what you're talking about
Hedonist?
too, and I can't remember.
Was it a
Oh, you used to
hedonist
say
or something
that.
like
Yeah,
that?
you used to say that. How do these, but you know what? You ask somebody who's living like that and they're not happy either. They're not
But
happy
is
either.
that what they want? If that's what they
Yeah.
want, like I feel
Is
like
that
people live for
adulting? You
what they
can't
don't
have
want.
what you want. You can't have what you want. That's the
You can't
realization
always
of
get what you
adulting.
want. Yeah, and being
Yeah.
okay with that, because you're gonna always want something. There's always something to desire in life. That's just the nature of living.
Mm.
It's just having the capacity to deal with it, I think, is what adulting is. It's having the capacity to say, I can't control this shit. This is effed up, but I gotta be accountable. Ain't nobody
That's
else
the
gonna
piece
come
that's
save
missing
me.
for a lot of
Mhm.
people. Is that piece? I mean, I feel like a lot of people are moving back home or living whatever, but
Mhm.
they're not. They're moving back in time too, as like children. They're not
Yep.
being fully responsible as adults. And I feel like there's a lot of, you know what, if you're having a hard time doing the adult stuff, like you need to sit down with yourself and be like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And then work
Yep.
towards fixing that. You can't just
Mhm.
sit in a state of, I don't know what that is, adolescence.
Well, go on disability or something if you sick. Like you can't
find there are ways to survive,
get
get a
help.
step up somehow.
Mhm.
I mean, there's ways you can be creative. I mean, there's legal ways, there's illegal ways, there's all
Yeah.
kind of ways that
I
people
guess
are out
that's
here
the difference.
adulting.
I don't know if it's because we're Black or what, but that's another thing. Like
Here we go, y'all.
I
It
just
always
don't-
has to come in.
I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing because I just like people will always be like, oh, well, I can't do this. I can't. I'm like, oh, well, did you hear about this resource? Did you hear about this resource? Like there are resources
Because
out
that's not
there.
an
When I didn't have
option. I
insurance,
can't
was on
do this.
sliding scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do what
Or-
you have to do.
Or pride. I think there's a lot of
Mhm.
pride involved. And it's like if you're in a situation and you need to get out of that situation, that
Right.
pride needs to go sit down
Give me
somewhere.
my food stamp card. Shoot, I put all my money into the system. Okay, I want my reparation. That's my reparations. If I don't have it, there is no shame in my game. Give me what is due to me.
Damn. Well, that's one
Okay.
piece. I mean, I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast. I know you and I have talked about it, but right after I had gotten married, my husband was still in school. I was unemployed at the time, studying for the bar, whatever. And that's when I found out I was pregnant with our daughter. We had no insurance. So you better believe like it was a weird thing, but I was like, you know what? I
Mhm.
paid taxes into this system
Right?
and now I need help. So I got in that long ass line in the cold DC weather, and got me some Medicaid so that I could have my child in a nice hospital. Okay. So I wasn't having my
Right.
kid in some, wherever place. And I don't think there's any shame in that, especially since I know I fucking worked hard and paid hella taxes as a single person
Exactly. I worked
into the
so
system.
hard.
And that's what it's for.
I had like food stamps for 2 months. I feel like I need more. I need more food stamps. That's not enough.
I need more food. Okay.
And then it's
But
like it's
yeah,
a
I mean-
nightmare too, because the EBT cards be going down. I'm like, that was not cool. Sitting there trying to get my food. And but yeah, that I'll never forget. Like I survived off like dollar slices, dollar
Mhm.
dumplings, going
Yep.
to the Chinese store and getting like bok choy, like a whole big old bag for a
Yes.
dollar
But
and
that's
stuff.
you adulting. You're using your brain
Yeah.
to say, hey, you know what? This is what I can afford. This is,
Mhm.
I had a friend who would get marinara sauce and put it over like rice. Like rice is
Mhm.
cheap. That's what she ate all the time. That's it, because that's what she could afford. And it's, you do what you do. I mean, we don't have time, we don't have Chipotle money. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if you need to know your situation, and that's it. Like if you're out here collecting Jordans and basketball shoes, or a woman buying expensive purses and doing all this stuff,
Yeah,
getting your hair
materialistic.
done, like, and nails done and all these things, but you can't get like quality food in your body, some kind of, something. I mean, that's adulting too, is I think making the right decision, which is something that like paralyzes me. Like I'm so afraid of making the wrong decision all the time.
Yep. Like
But
one life threatening, I mean, one thing can change your life.
your whole
And it's just
life,
like,
your whole life. And that's when
and I
you got
feel,
to think about it. You can't just go with what feels good. You got to do what's actually good. And that's
and
hard.
it took, yeah, this guy, he's one of those straight shooters. And he told me something because when I was like, oh, I'm sick of living or something, he was like, that's immature. And I
Ooh.
didn't really understand what he was saying, but it's like, yeah, that's immature because you're gonna live, you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Um,
So now
and
what?
but
Yeah.
yeah, but now, because sometimes I think like if the most catastrophic situation came, what would I do? Go jump off a bridge? Like in the most catastrophic? Probably not. It's like I've been through a lot of catastrophic situations, and it's just some natural thing that is inside of you, and you deal with it.
Mm-hmm. And it's the human instinct to survive.
Yes, and it's a natural instinct. Even if you feel like on a cerebral level you don't want to, there's something that kicks in that makes you want to survive it.
That's crazy. Like you
Isn't
can't
it?
drown yourself
Mm-mm.
because your body will
I
just
know.
be like,
I'll be sitting there like,
yeah, you ever try to hold your breath as long as you can? No, and then your body's
Yep.
like, get me out this water.
try to suffocate myself. Don't
Your brain is like, nope, this bitch cray. We got to get up out of here. Need that oxygen.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's that gut. Maybe that's what it is. The gut and the brain, that first mind.
The
that you
ancestors.
said that yes. Like you ain't gonna do this today. Ooh. Mm-mm. Maybe tomorrow, but just not today. I have plans for you.
Right.
I think that's where faith comes in though. And I know everybody has their own thing or whatever, but that's one of the things I think is sometimes when it's rough for me, I'm like, there's a it's not my plan. I don't have to understand it. And you know what? And maybe I sound crazy with my sky daddy that people say or whatever, but like there is a plan for my life. I know that if it's not for any other reason than to make sure these kids grow up, you know what I mean? Like if there is a plan, and who knows, one of these kids may do something great, something, there's a plan. I don't know.
Whatever works. That's what I say. Like, I'm not religious, but it makes sense. Like we need, if people weren't religious, like there'd be,
because nothing makes
hopeless.
sense. Nothing makes sense. So even if you have to create something to make it make sense, I mean,
whatever it takes, to keep you grounded. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that.
I'm mad at that. So do you feel like an adult?
I'm an old ass adult. I'm tired. I think that maybe that's what it is. You got to feel tired. Have you felt tired, like really tired? Then you're an adult.
I stay tired, but I don't know. I feel like I be going wavering. I got some coffee. I'm gonna go have some more coffee. I feel like I'm addicted to. Like I can live without drinking, but coffee, it makes me feel awake. Like I need.
Who are you talking to? Yes, I can't live. I can't live without it.
I mean, my poor booty hurts, but whatever it takes.
It's whatever. Like it's just a necessary part of. If you're not drinking coffee, I look at you like, how are you awake at all? Like how do you?
I didn't have coffee yesterday, and it was bad. I thought I was dying. And then I had some today and I feel like a new person.
Zipping around.
It's nice to probably sleep. That might help, but who does that?
Well, I feel like that's a piece of it too. I feel like since becoming an adult, or maybe it's the accountability piece, I don't sleep. Like I'm not getting the sleep I should be getting.
I never slept.
I don't.
That's like, I wonder if something happened because it's like, I'm scared to sleep. It's almost like I'm scared to sleep. I don't like going to sleep.
I used to prioritize myself. I used to go to bed at 8:00 every night. That's really early because I would get up and go to the gym. Yeah, because I would get up and go to the gym at 3:30 in the morning. Oh yeah, I remember. Right? So I would be.
Right? I would be going to bed at 1 and you picking me up at 5 and stuff.
How? I don't even know how. I didn't care what happened after 8 p.m. because that was just that was what I was doing. I'm going to bed at 8, getting up at 3:30. So kiss my ass. But now it's like, oh, I'm up till 2, TikTok, all kind of just distracted. And my body's like, please, girl, go to sleep, please.
Yeah, get
No,
some
we have coffee in the
rest.
morning. We'll be fine.
Yep. But my body, that's another thing about getting older. I can't even keep myself awake.
Oh,
Every time,
gotta
like
have
I'll
my
wake up,
afternoon coffee.
I'll see a text from you. I'll be like, girl, I was knocked out. And then I
Yeah,
try to make it up.
You're texting at like 1, 2, 3 in the morning your time. And I'm like, well, how is she responding right now? I didn't expect a response. And it's just like, oh, you're up. Okay, cool. It's crazy.
Yeah, because I be passing out. And it's like, instead of just sleeping for the rest of the night, I feel cheated. I'm like, I got to get my time back, reclaiming my time.
Okay, anti-vaccine. What happened to her? Where's she at?
Talking some mess.
Probably. Anyways, speaking of, I've got to get back to adulting soon. It's too much going on.
Same.
My kids out here running around like, oh Lord.
Oh Lord. Where'd my baby go?
See?
Aww.
See?
Look. Wait, let me take the blur off.
Woohoo.
How do I do
Is that the
that?
blur? When
I mean, take
hear
the
heavy
background
metal,
off.
Woohoo. Are you rocking? Look at your American flag. You got your little American flag.
Look at her. She's adorable.
She's beautiful. Like, I love the coloring. Like,
She's just so
is she a
sweet.
calico?
Yeah, I don't know anything
beautiful.
about. I'm very.
Me neither.
That is probably
you know,
not adult about me. I just be like, she cute. Send her my way. I guess they have personality
much.
problems and stuff.
Really? I love that. I love the coloring.
fine.
She has like she mixed. That's what she is. That's why I feel connected. I feel a sameness with Shuri.
Yes, that's my baby. Oh well, go take care of them kids, I guess. Yeah, at Dalton.
Get more coffee. All right. Well, hopefully you are one day sooner closer to having that life of leisure. Your hedonism.
Yes. Manifest. Anybody out there?
Manifest.
Hey,
Yes.
baby.
Come for Mo. Ew, gross.
Ew.
And on that note, I am out. Okay. I am
All right.
out.
Love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Two Girls Shooting the Shit with Em and Mo. Please enjoy this mindful moment.
Do your best to be respectful of everyone. But understand that some people just want to be offended. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.